Welcome to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out about the next few days. I've got 7 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the Lapiz Lazuli. Group 2 is the Fluorite. Group 3 is the Rose Quartz. Group 4 is the Amazonite. Group 5 is the Clear Quartz. Group 6 is the Apatite. And Group 7 is the Yellow Aventurine. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice. Otherwise, I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be in the description box. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment to let me know how this resonates for you. That really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm so more people can see this. Subscribe if you're new here, I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the Lapiz Lazuli. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Dreezy Chanel Slides featuring Cash Doll. You'll get pop, no Pennywise. Money gets stacked up, ceiling high. Weekend coupe, no Enterprise. Got 'em right now, no getting back. Brand new drip, Chanel Slides. The motherfuckers hurt, but they still fly. No pressure, you ain't gotta sell that. Wake up next day, I'm still high. Chanel bag, Chanel tag. These weak bitches gonna steal swag. Chanel Slides, Chanel fly. Bitch going broke trying to get fly. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Empress and the Six of Pentacles. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Ace of Swords, a lot of swords for you guys, and the Empress again, wow. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Relaxation, and from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Abundance, very nice. But yeah, I'm strongly seeing you guys will get some time to chill over the next few days. And I'm also seeing money coming in, but also going out. I feel like you guys might be shopping. With the Empress being here twice, I feel like you guys might be spending some money maybe on some new clothes. With the Six of Pentacles here. And with the song as well, I feel like you guys might be doing some retail therapy. You guys might be trying to change your image in some way. But I also feel like there's potential for you guys to be spending too much money, overspending, and you might be feeling a pressure to change your appearance maybe. You might want to make yourself over. You might be thinking about it. And I feel like if that is you, then you can just relax and kind of wait for the money to come in and put your intention out there and then just kind of wait. Manifest it, but don't actually do it. So if you're tempted to like spend a lot of money, you could just like browse, window shop, and kind of put your wish list out to spirit kind of thing. But I do feel like you guys are very focused on your money, and I feel like it's going to pay off for you. I feel like you're being very smart and planning, and you might be growing something quite significant. You might have a project that you're growing that's kind of starting to pay off, starting to bring you abundance, starting to pay out. Some of you guys might be getting a new job as well, and you might be looking very hard. Or you might have already been looking very hard and it might have been very stressful, and I feel like you might get news over the next few days. The Six of Pentacles is often about getting a new job or leaving a job sometimes, so you could be resigning as well. But either way, I feel like you're going to get some time to chill. So if you are leaving a job and starting a new job, you might have a few days off in between where maybe you can just freshen up things a little bit by spending some money. And maybe your new job is going to pay you a lot more. It feels like you're really taking action to take care of the things that have been stressing you. And it feels like it's going to really, really pay off for you. I feel like you guys have got a plan. And there's a sense of you putting this plan into action and it paying off. And it feels like materially it's going to pay off for you. I feel like you have a new vision in your mind that you're trying to bring together in the material world. And it feels like you are doing very well at creating. It's like you're creating a new abundant reality for yourself, where it feels like there's more potential. But yeah, I do feel like you guys might be spending too much for some of you. And yeah, you might be getting a lot of money in, but you also might be spending more than you're earning. And if that's the case, I do feel like you need to chill on it a bit. Just think about where your money's going and what is necessary and whether you have enough of the things you need. And I feel like if you do have more than what you need, you can afford to spend some. But it also feels like you can find a lot of pleasure in just everyday things, like just making a meal for yourself, just relaxing at home, going for a walk, being in a nice environment. And I'm also seeing there's things that you could fix. Like if you do want some new clothes, I feel like you have old things that you can fix or alter to make them work for you and save some of that money. But I'm seeing manifestation as well strongly. I feel like you guys are manifesting more abundance for yourself and it feels like it's paying off. It feels like you've not only been thinking about what you want, but also doing something to grow it. Doing something to create it. With all these swords here, I do feel strong communication coming in. And it might be about something very important, like, for example, a job, work, your finances, your home. But it feels like everything's going to be more comfortable for you. I feel like a lot of stress is going to be eased as a result of this communication. It might be stressful to start with. I feel like you might be starting the next few days with some, maybe like confrontation or stressful communication. You might be under quite a bit of pressure. And yeah, you might have other people trying to come for you, or other people trying to steal your ideas or something. Or just people you have to deal with intellectually. But it feels like you guys will handle it very well with the King of Swords being here. I feel like you're going to be very, very able to take on the challenges in front of you. And with regards to arguments, communication, anything that you might have to deal with over the next few days, it feels like you'll be very direct and honest and clear. And as a result, it feels like there'll be a lot of success with anything that you have to do or anything that you have to say. I feel like you have a lot of control over your mind, and as a result, you're having more control over your reality. And I feel like your actions are creating a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance for you. And that with that is bringing more rest, more time for you to do things that you actually enjoy. And I kind of feel like for you guys, what you enjoy can create you wealth, can create you abundance, the more time you put into it. So it's like a cycle where the more you earn, the more time you have, and then the more you can earn. And I feel like you have a lot of ideas coming to you, a lot of new ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of plans, and it seems like you're very excited about them. And I'm also seeing communication that you'll be excited about coming in. But there are decisions to be made for you guys. And some of them might be quite serious, some of them might be quite stressful, but I just think you're going to handle it very well. I'm seeing this confidence coming from you. This aura of capability, confidence, glowing. You guys, I feel like you're having a glow up with this song and the Empress being here twice. I do feel like you might get some new clothes, or you might just be looking extra fly. And you might attract some interest. You might have more than one person interested in you. You might be communicating with more than one person. But I feel like it's more about money for you guys this week. I feel like you're looking great, but you're not really focused on relationships so much. It feels like you're just kind of comfy, giving yourself some love and focusing on trying to increase your abundance and deal with anything stressful. But yeah, be aware of other people who might want to argue or create conflict. It feels like you can really handle it. But yeah, I feel like you might have to give that some thought at some point over the next few days. You might have to think about how to communicate with somebody in the best way to avoid stress. And I feel like you might have to use your caring side as well as your intellect. But really great reading, Group 1. I really hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment to let me know how this resonated for you. Subscribe if you're new here. I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Fluorite. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Black, Let Her Go. You know the main attraction. I can't hit nobody else for the love. I need you for the action. She like, who you trying? I ain't the only one that you've been eyeing. I'm like, whoa, must be two sides. She love me not. It's time to choose sides. It's a shame, how could I be running game? After all the trials, after everything. Wedding ring, I can change your last name. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Ace of Cups. That's very interesting. Some of you guys, obviously not for everyone, but some of you guys might get a proposal from somebody. And the Eight of Wands, very interesting. And it might be very unexpected and quick. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Two of Wands reversed. Obviously that's not for everyone. And the Ten of Swords. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Princess of Cups. And Strength. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Gateway. And from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Manifestation. Well, even if nobody proposes to you, even if it's not a romantic opportunity, it does feel like something very exciting is happening over the next few days. It feels like something that will give you more hope for the future. And I feel like it's going to allow you to come out of a depression. But you might reach the kind of pits of this depression before the point where you come out. And I do feel like for a lot of you guys, it might be somebody who kind of comes and cheers you up and brings you out of this depression. I really feel like someone by your side. And it might be a relationship that you thought was over. A relationship that you thought wasn't good. Maybe one that's been going on for a long time. But it feels like if that's the case, the other person really wants to come and be by your side. And for some of you, like I said, they might even propose to you. Especially if you've been trying to manifest this. I feel like that message might be for you. But yeah, I do feel strong potential for love to come in this week. It doesn't have to be as serious as a proposal. It could just be a new person who's really attracted to you. Or it could be new friendships that cheer you up and bring you out of a dark place. But I also feel energy of sending a message and not getting a response, or maybe somebody tries to message you and you don't respond. For some of you, it could be from the past. Somebody from the past who still likes you, and maybe you don't want them back. Maybe you've already let go of them. Maybe you've already moved on. But it also could be in relation to something else. Maybe you're applying for jobs. Maybe you're trying to get a job and you send off loads loads of applications and you don't get any response. And you might get quite down about that, but I'm seeing, if you do, I feel like there's someone in your life who can cheer you up, someone who can brighten your day. But I definitely see opportunities for love and friendship and just good times with people over the next few days. You might get a really sweet message or lots of really sweet messages. For some of you guys, it could be your birthday or some other kind of celebration where people want to wish you well. And you might just not want to respond to all the messages you get. For some of you guys, you might have a lot of people interested in you for some reason. Especially if you're like on social media. Maybe you have a public profile and you start getting loads of attention and you have to private it. Or something. Because you can't cope with all the messages you're receiving. There is potential for something you're doing to like blow up. Especially if you are doing something with social media and you might not like it. You might get really overwhelmed with it and want to turn like your messages off or something. Private everything. I'm seeing you might feel really overwhelmed with it. You might be quite shy. Especially if it is like attention from people and you've been feeling depressed. I feel like you might get a bit overwhelmed by it. But it does feel like you have someone there with you. I'm feeling strongly there's someone there who really cares about you, who really wants to be with you. And I do feel like something you've been manifesting is really paying off, and it's like opening a door to the next stage of your life. There might be a plan you're trying to make happen that kind of flops. But then there might be something new that comes, like a new possibility that comes from something that ends. And it's like a doorway opens and you might feel very down about whatever's ended, but I feel like you can pick yourself up again. Or somebody else around you might come and pick you up. It could also be that after something goes wrong, you get an opportunity or an offer that really cheers you up and kind of opens a door. So for example, if you are, say, applying for loads of jobs and not getting any responses, or getting negative responses, you might find that after you feel really sad about that for a while, you might suddenly get a response from somebody who you thought wasn't going to respond. You might just have to wait longer than you thought you'd have to wait. And then I feel like you'll feel energized again, you'll feel a lot better. So do expect some things to maybe feel a bit heavy at some point over the next few days, but I feel like they'll lighten up again. And I feel like overall you're going to get a lot of very happy experiences, especially with other people, but also with things you've been working on. I'm seeing there's a lot of potential with relationships as well. There's a lot of potential for things to move forwards very, very fast. So do try and manifest the results that you would like, because I feel like you can accelerate things even more. There's potential for a lot of communication, maybe more than you can handle. And there's potential for things to move very, very fast, and you might want to slow them down. Yeah, I feel like you might want to slow things down and then pace it in a way that's more manageable for you. But it does feel like you're being given an opportunity to run through a kind of gateway, a doorway to the next level very, very fast. I'm also seeing you might have to put in a lot of work to make this happen. And you might just get really exhausted at some point during the next few days. You might need to take a little bit of time off, but it feels like you'll kind of reach the next level and then you might need to take a little break. You might move forward very quickly, like past the idea you had for your future, and have to reassess. Because you go so far past the kind of markers that you'd set for yourself. But I am seeing potential for some of you guys for a relationship that's ended to come back. Or maybe somebody who hurt you, who you're currently not in communication with. Maybe you haven't responded to them. Or maybe they haven't responded to you. but I feel like there's potential for a lot of communication, particularly romantic communication, but also things like opportunities for work, opportunities to share your talents, and it might be more than you can cope with. You might also receive some bad news. You might get a message that you don't like, but the overall energy here is very positive, so I feel like there's a lot of good news and maybe just one thing that's not good out of all of the many, many things that you'll be hearing about over the next few days. There might just be some bad news. It could even be global news just related to what's going on in the world. I mean, it's pretty much always bad news anyway, so you might just be a bit depressed at some point because of that. But yeah, strongly feeling there's someone with you who really cares about you and loves you. And at some point you might feel a bit defeated, but I feel like you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer than you think. And at the same time, some things might take off a lot quicker than you think. So yeah, this is really exciting energy for the next few days, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that reading. And I hope you'll let me know what's going on in your life, because it does look pretty exciting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe if you're new here. Check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the rose quartz. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Wonderful, Make Me Feel, featuring Wade and K Faraway. All of my friends say you're bad for me, ready to drown in your ecstasy, drinking you down like a whiskey, burning in love all night. I'm just trying to get mine. I just love how you make me feel. You about to take me out the game. I don't even want to play it now. It's a slippery slope on that playground, so I'm exiting. Phone call just to start the day, and I was in my feelings for the rest of it. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, from the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Emperor, and the Nine of Cups. Very nice. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Two of Swords, Peace, and the High Priestess. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Focus. And from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Divine Consciousness. This is very nice. It feels like you're going to get some blessings, some wishes manifesting over the next few days. And I feel like for some of you guys, it could be romance. It could be somebody to partner with. You might be catching feelings for somebody. They might be catching feelings for you. You might be committing to somebody who you've been talking to for a while. And this person, it could be somebody new as well. It could be somebody messaging you a lot, who's caught feelings for you. And you could be very attractive to a lot of people. But I'm also seeing money coming in. I'm seeing material blessings. I'm seeing you guys having money to spend. And feeling really good about yourselves. Feeling really on top of things. Being in control of your life. And it does feel like things you've been really wanting coming in for you. So whatever it is that you've been really praying for, it feels like you've been chosen to receive it. I also feel like you guys are going to get some time to yourselves over the next few days, some peaceful time just to think and be with yourself. But I'm also feeling the energy of partnership and a decision to make regarding a partnership. You might not be sure if somebody coming in is good for you or not, if they're serious or not. You might be catching feelings for them but not really sure about them. Or someone might come in who's catching feelings for you and you're not really sure if you want to give up your independence or not. But I feel like there's other decisions for you as well. Maybe decisions related to your work and your material situation and where you want to go and what you want to do. It could be more mundane things like what do you want to spend your money on? How much budget do you have? How much can you save? That kind of thing. But I'm also seeing this spiritual connection. And I feel like you very much are being blessed by spirit because of how tuned in you are, because of your connection. You're able to ask for what you want. I feel like there's a pause to stressful things. I'm not really seeing any stress in this reading. It just looks like calm time for you to work on things that you want to work on, to get your life in order, to establish a routine that works for you, to maybe buy some things that you want, to pamper yourself, to take some time to rest and sleep, and just be. And you might receive a lot of messages from your intuition during this time of stillness and not stressing and kind of having your needs met. I feel like you might receive a lot of wisdom from spirit and from your own intuition. And that might be very powerful. That might give you a new sense of focus. That might help you to make decisions. That might help you to feel more secure and abundant and in control and excited about the future. I'm seeing you making new plans, and you might want to move, you might want to expand in some way, because you might find yourself really comfortable, and you might find yourself very secure and very abundant financially. But yeah, I do feel like you might have to just determine whether somebody's serious or not, whether they're good for you or not. Because you guys might be very happy independently. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be somebody who's offering to work with you as well. But it feels like you have to give a lot of thought and focus on the decisions that you're presented with, whatever they may be, and really think about it. Think about what you want. It feels like you can get what you want at this time, so it's very important to not accept things that you don't want, I feel. To close yourself off to the things that don't work for you. And to try and connect more with yourself, to figure out what you actually do want. Because you also may get what you want and then not really want it anymore and have to rethink it. But whatever happens, it's very divine, it's very blessed, it's meant to be. So if you do get what you want and realize you don't want it, it's just part of your journey. It's part of what's meant to happen for you to learn. And then you'll be able to find a new focus, something else to want, something new to aim towards. I do feel like your goals are close, or maybe you're reaching your goals. It feels like your sacrifices are paying off, your hard work is paying off. And you're going to see a lot of blessings. I keep wanting to say blessings this week. It feels like you're being shined down on by spirit. You're being rewarded for your hard work, for your discipline, for your effort, for your work, for your manifestation, I feel like, and also for your peacefulness, for your calm, and I feel like for your faith. Over the next few days, I think you're going to have just a lot of peace and calm and abundance coming in. And maybe a lot of messages of people being attracted to you. Maybe one person in particular who's really, really attracted to you and thinks that you're their dream person, or it might be you. And this person might be quite impressive to you. But you still might have to give a lot of thought to it about whether you want to give up your independence, because it's like you have a lot of success on your own and you're reaching a position on your own where you're very satisfied. So yeah, just figure out what you want to focus on this week, and I feel like it's very important to stay focused on what you want, because you will be rewarded with it. So great reading, Group 3. I really hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment. Subscribe if you're new here. I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Amazonite. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Amario Know You Better featuring Fabulous. Tell me what you into, tell me what you like. If you was rich tomorrow, tell me what would you do with it? And if you could see the future, baby, do you see me in it? Would you date me for a minute, girl, before you let me hit it? Are you single, are you taken, working towards your education? I'm just asking, I'm just saying, what's your current situation? 'Cause I see you cross the room and you the baddest in the building. What's up? From the Neo Tarot, you have the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have Judgment and the Eight of Wands. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Three of Wands, Virtue, Lot of Wands energy. And the Two of Cups, Love. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have New Beginnings. And from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Reflection. This is very interesting. It feels like past and future are meeting. It feels like you're very much thinking about the past and the future over the next few days in your present. I feel like you've been through a lot of pain, and it might still be with you, kind of. You might have some of the people who've hurt you still in your environment, and it might be quite frustrating and irritating over the next few days. But I also feel like there's a lot of changes that are kind of taking you forwards to the future very quickly. And I feel like you guys will have a lot of decisions to make regarding which direction you're going in for the future, and what you want to do, and who you want to be, and who you want to come with you, and who you want to leave behind. And you might cut some people out. You might find there's certain people who are just annoying and keeping you stuck in situations of stress and frustration, or it could be situations, doesn't have to be people. Stressful, disappointing situations that just never really go anywhere for you. And it feels like the next few days are you really thinking about what you actually want for your future. Thinking about what you like, what would you do with money if you had it, what would you do in your future, who do you want to date, what do you really want to do with your life. And it feels like that's very powerful for you guys. It feels like you'll be able to take a lot of action that will take you forwards into your new beginning as a result of thinking. But you're also going to have to do a lot of thinking about the past, reflecting on what's worked for you and what hasn't worked for you. But it feels like a new beginning's forming, and I also feel like some of you guys, you might be letting go of a specific relationship from the past that caused you nothing but stress and pain. I almost feel like you're going to let go of it, kind of be reborn. Like when you emotionally let go of this situation, I feel like you'll have a kind of rebirth. And I'm seeing there'll be a lot of people interested in you all of a sudden. I feel like you'll have a lot of choice, maybe more people than you could talk to. And some of these people might just approach you on the street. You might not be into all of them. They might be quite annoying, some of them. But it feels like Spirit wants you to have new love. And I do feel a strong love forming. Some of you guys, it could be somebody brand new who you meet, who you just hit it off with. Maybe you guys talk really quickly and talk about quite serious things. Talk about your present, past, future, everything that worked, didn't work. Get to know each other inside and out and feel really connected with them very fast. And for some of you guys, it could be somebody you already know, and it's just deepening your connection. And maybe together you're kind of healing from past things. Maybe in your relationship you don't know your partner that well still. Or maybe they haven't known themselves that well. Maybe you guys have just been arguing and you're going to address the issues that you've been having. For some of you guys, it could be an ex coming back. But I'm also strongly seeing new people, so please don't cling on to any of those things and think it has to be an ex coming back or anything. I'm seeing there's like a lot of options. With whatever you're doing, if it could be career, it could be love, it could be just, I don't know, like what you want to wear that day. Just, you have a lot of choices and options and decisions to make. And sometimes it might feel irritating and stressful. And sometimes you might have to let go of things and it might be a little bit painful. But I feel like everything you're doing is in your own best interests. It feels like you're really focused on what you want. And that's leading you to make the right decisions. And I do feel like you guys have learned a lot from the past, from everything that did go wrong. This is really good energy. I do feel things can move forwards very quickly, particularly with regards to communication. And again, this could be work communication, it could be business, or it could be love, it could be friends, it could be resolving arguments. But it does feel very positive, particularly with regards to relationships. I do feel you can resolve arguments if you have any conflict. Even in the past, if you've argued with people in the past, it feels like there can be a lot of resolution, and that might be leaving them behind physically. Or it could be connecting with them again. It's kind of up to you. And I feel like you will make the right decisions for yourself. It's a very big moment for you over the next few days, and it might be quite subtle. You might not realize how big it is, the decisions that you're making. They might just come really quickly. They might feel like day-to-day things that you're deciding about, but they're really shaping your future. You're really creating a new future right now with your actions, with your work that you're doing, with the decisions that you're making, with the people that you're connecting with. They're all going to be really significant for you going forward. So it's very important to think about the past and think about who you are today and think about who you want to be in the future. And this reading has come out a little bit different from the others because I'm not seeing so many day-to-day things. I'm going to try and have a look for some more now, but I just feel like this is a very spiritually significant reading for you guys. It feels like you're really changing and transforming and letting go of a lot of things and bringing a lot of new things in all areas of life. And I think your future's going to be looking a lot brighter. And I think you're going to have some important new friends and people with you. And there's just this energy of things taking off. But in terms of significant events, day-to-day events, I'm seeing a lot of messages and communication, very important communication. And things happening very quickly. You might be very, very busy. You might have a lot to do. You might be rushed off your feet. You might be really stressed at times because you have so much on. So much to do. You might have things that go wrong. You might have communications that are upsetting. You might argue with people in your life. But it feels like whatever happens, it's for the best. And I feel like you're kind of creating a lot of these changes that are happening in your life with the actions you're making, with the actions you're taking. Some of you guys, you could be moving, you could be traveling, you could be, changing jobs. There could be a lot of work for you guys to do. And I'm seeing you might have to really struggle to keep it all in balance, struggle to do it all. And you might have a lot on your plate, but then new things coming in to deal with, and you have to somehow manage it all. And at the same time, I'm seeing new opportunities for love. I'm seeing things going well with existing relationships and arguments being resolved in existing relationships. But for those of you who are single, it's a really great time to meet people. I feel like you'll attract a lot of people over the next few days to communicate with, and something could take off very quickly. A love could develop very quickly. So I really hope you enjoyed that group 4. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment to let me know how that resonated for you. Subscribe if you're new here. I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the clear quartz. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Young Blue and Drake, Your Mind Still. She don't want to go to sleep, she angry. Lately she been noticing he ain't me. I wish that we can change places. Don't want no new faces. She got my heartbeat racing. They say time heals. Don't go build no life without me, 'cause your mind's still. And I don't want to go unless you make me. Down on my knees, hoping you take me. Better tell that man you're mine. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Three of Wands and the King of Wands. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Princess of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, Change. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Courage. And from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Intimacy. Well, yeah, I strongly feel with this song and intimacy and the combination of the cards here, it strongly feels like somebody might be trying to come back. And for some of you guys, you might have moved on already. I'm seeing strong potential with the Three of Wands followed by the King of Wands, that you're kind of starting to move on from your ex, feeling happy, looking forwards to the future. You've maybe even met someone new. And some of you guys, you might have started to build a life with somebody new. You might have a committed relationship. And you might find it that you get communication from somebody from the past who's upset that you've moved on. But for some of you guys, I feel like you're still single and you've just started to feel brave enough to move on, and this person messages you and tells you that they want you back, and it might give you a decision to make. And I feel like for some of you guys, you will choose to accept this person. I feel like for some of you guys, this person's got a lot more serious. It feels like this person might have grown up a lot for some of you guys and really want to build a life with you. They might have been really working hard on themselves and working hard to earn money. They might want to move in with you. They might want to seriously commit with you. And it also could be somebody new wants to commit with you and build a life with you, and it just gives you this decision to make. In general, I feel like there's decisions to make. It doesn't have to be someone from the past coming back, but exes do come back a lot. And please don't be triggered by that, because it doesn't have to be your ex. And also, if your ex does come back, you can just say no. You can block them if you want, so that they can't come back. You can see this as a warning from Spirit to block them all, so that they can't. But yeah, for some of you guys, I feel like you will want to go back to this person. I feel like they are taking it seriously now. And in general, I feel like life is getting more serious for you, and there's a lot of decisions to make with regards to your material reality. And it feels like you guys are growing up and looking at your future and looking at what you want to build. It feels like you guys are very serious about your money right now and your work. It feels like you have a lot on your plate. You're very busy. And so I feel like every decision that you're presented with, you're going to give some thought and take seriously. And particularly with regards to romantic relationships. But it feels like there is somebody to be intimate with, somebody really special in your life. And if not, then it might be time to start thinking about that. I feel like there might be news that gives you decisions to make, maybe not relationship related, but work related. You might be offered a new job and have to decide whether to take it or not. And I'm also seeing you trying to decide if you can afford things or not, and you might be working overtime to try and make more money. putting in very long hours to try and increase your material standing. And you might be doing something very brave, or thinking about doing something very brave. For some of you guys, I feel like you have a job that is very hard and requires a lot of long hours. And you might be thinking about doing something different. And you might receive an opportunity to do something different. You might receive news of an opportunity that you can do that would be more, I feel like more something that you're good at and less something that would be involving putting in long hours. It might be something more intellectual, and maybe what you're doing currently is very physically demanding and exhausting. But again, you might have to make a decision about it because it will lead to changes in your material reality. And I do feel like change is coming to your material reality. I feel like in a very good way for a lot of you guys. It's like you're reaching the next level, slowly but surely, with all your hard work. You're putting in all this hard work and it's like you're nearly there. And yeah, I feel like some of you guys, you might reach the point of completion with all the hard work you're doing. You might be working so hard that you get to a point where you can decide what to do next. What challenges to take on next. And yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be very, very busy, very hardworking over the next few days. It feels like you do have a plan for the future. You have a lot of goals. You have a lot of ambition. Some of you guys, you might be approaching somebody from the past, trying to get them back with courage being here. But yeah, for some of you guys, I feel like it's the courage to move on from this person. So it just depends on you. It's a decision that you have to make for yourself. But I feel like whatever you do, it will be right for you. You're going to give it some thought. But expect communication for sure. And I feel like expect work to be busy. And I feel like slow. The week will be quite slow and boring at times, I think. But there are a few things happening that will give you some, I feel like excitement. I feel like there might be some romance. There might be some passion. There might be some really nice loving moments. Some great sex for some of you guys. And I'm feeling like some of you guys will reach a level where you feel more successful, you feel more on top of things. And I feel like that will give you even more courage, even more bravery to go into the future and make things even better for yourself. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of news coming in, and some of it might be related to your future. Or some of it might give you decisions to make in relation to your future. And there might be a significant person, or there might be more than one person who's very significant for you this week, but I feel like there might be somebody specific from the past who is making themselves important. And yeah, if it is your ex, they might not want to give you up, like not want to go without a fight. You might have to block them if you want them to go. So yeah, this is a warning from Spirit for those of you that don't want your ex back. But if you do want your ex back, it feels like they're much more serious now. And they want to love you now and build a life with you now. But yeah, expect an overall pretty calm, boring, but busy with work week. And perhaps a lot of important communication and decisions to make. But I think you guys will handle it very well. It feels like you're able to take on all the challenges in front of you. It feels like you're very brave. So really great reading, Group 5. I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment to let me know how that resonated for you. Subscribe if you're new here. I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Apatite. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Ego LMA, How Long Till We're Home? Breaking news at 6 p.m. Disappointed by government. Rich get richer as poor ones weep. Same depiction on every screen. And it's like the whole world is running away from the burn. Tell me how long till it feels like we're home. Lonely too long. Tell me how long till it feels like we're home. I'm losing hope. From the Neo Tarot, you have the King of Pentacles and the Empress. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Star and Temperance. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Cups. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Standstill. And from the Sacred Power Reading cards, you have Retreat. Well, yeah, it feels like things are going to be very calm. I feel like it's going to be quite a quiet week. It feels like all of your hard work is pretty much done. I feel like you guys are in a very secure position with the King and Queen of Pentacles being here. But at the same time, it feels like you might be quite down about how boring and slow things are. You might want some movement. You might be craving some passion and some excitement in your life. You might just be trying to maintain at the moment, just trying to maintain your stability and keep hope for the future. And it might be difficult to keep hope. I feel like stay away from the news over the next few days. Just stay away from social media. Stay away from hearing like gossip or drama or anything negative. And instead, I feel like spend some time with people you love. Especially if you have a partner, I feel like there's potential for a lot of passion with your partner for some really romantic times. Maybe you can have some dates. If not out, then maybe at home. And I am seeing there's this partnership energy. So for some of you guys, you might have somebody in your life who's very, very special for you. Who's like your equal, your match. Somebody who really loves you. Somebody who feels like your counterpart. And there is potential for a lot of passion with this person over the next few days. Some of you guys, you might be single and there might be somebody coming in. A new relationship, and that might really cheer you up. But it might be slow. Things might move slow. And you might need to take it slow. You might need to just be cautious with new people. Because there might be somebody coming in who just wants sex with you. So just be cautious with that. But I feel like you guys are very able to know things like that. It feels like you'll talk to them a lot before you let anything happen. And I feel like it will go very well. I feel like once you do get intimate with this person, it will develop into love. I feel like you'll talk a lot. And then you'll get intimate, and then the intimacy will develop into very strong love and harmony. And it feels very peaceful, very calm the next few days. Even if you don't have romance, if you're just home alone, I feel like it's going to be very peaceful. It feels like all of your needs are met. And I do feel like even if things are depressing, you guys will be able to find some hope. And especially in terms of your material situation, it feels like your home and your resources are all set. It feels like you have everything you need. And you maybe even have enough money to buy some new things and to increase your material resources, to make things better, to make yourself feel more at home. Some of you guys might feel far away from loved ones. You might have not been able to see people you love for a very long time. You might be planning travel to see someone, or someone might be coming to see you. I do feel this like surprise romance coming in, or a message that comes in very unexpectedly that really cheers you up. After a standstill, something that kind of breaks up the standstill. And I'm seeing you guys are building up your money. It feels like you might be able to save some money And I feel like you're looking really great. It feels like you're in a very positive mood. I feel like you're building up things around you, you're growing things around you. It feels like you're taking care of the earth, taking care of what you can take care of, making sure your house is clean, eating healthy, taking care of yourself, taking care of the people around you who you love. And I feel like just trying to connect with simple pleasures, because things might be depressing in the world at large. And I feel like you might just want to stay at home with people you really love and communicate with people you love. And you might have some creative hobbies or passions that you want to work on this week or over the next few days. I keep saying this week, but yeah, I feel like Spirit is thinking of this as the next week anyway. I am seeing there's a lot to be hopeful for, and I feel like the more you stay home and stay grounded and stay with people you trust, the more you'll see the hope and the positivity. And as far as creativity, if you are an artist, if you do have any creative talents, there's a lot of potential to make really beautiful things this week. I'm seeing you might be really inspired. And you might have the time and the energy and the money, I feel like. Like if you are an artist, I feel like you might have money to buy new paints and new canvases and things like that. Or if you're a musician, you might be able to buy a new instrument or something. And that might inspire you and give you more hope. And excitement, it's like something to do while the world's stood still. If you are really bored in lockdown, say, I feel like it's very important for you to find a hobby and find someone to talk to. For some of you guys, you might want to get a pet, if you can. Or yeah, just communicate with friends or try and put yourself out there a little bit, maybe online dating or something, if you're really lonely and isolated. But I do feel like a lot of you guys, you're very happy in your independence. You have everything you need. And some of you guys, you might be manifesting someone. You might be really satisfied apart from being lonely. And I feel like for those of you that applies for, there is someone coming in. And you might have to be a little bit patient. But I do feel like this person will start to communicate with you soon. They might not initially present themselves as a romantic interest. They might just come in as a friend first, or maybe a colleague even. But I do feel like they will show their physical attraction soon. At some point, maybe over the next few days, they might show their physical attraction if that's you. But yeah, overall energy, because this one's pretty straightforward, I just feel like you guys are getting some time to rest. It's going to be pretty still, pretty boring in a lot of ways. It's like you're just trying to maintain your finances. Maybe trying to save some money, maybe just doing a bit of work here and there, but not being very busy. Having time to yourself, having time to dream, having time to create, having time to spend with your loved ones. If you are in a relationship, I feel like it's going to be going really nicely. Feels like a lot of sex and a lot of beautiful romantic moments between you and your partner. And if you're single, I feel like there's a possibility for you to find a partner, because everything else in your life might be really still. You might be on top of everything else. But yeah, really great reading, group 6. I feel like you can manifest what you want. You can manifest the changes that you want to happen in your life during this time of retreat. So try and stay as positive as you can. Stay away from the news. Stay away from negative, dramatic, horrible things. And focus on good things. And you'll be absolutely fine. It looks like a really good week for you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope to see you again soon. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment. That really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. And check out the information in the description box if you're interested in personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram or Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the yellow Aventurine. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Maxi Mills' Key to the City. I know it's been a while, you've been hurt by many guys. But that's stopping now. Don't make me tell you twice. Used to be the party boy, but now I'm feeling like I got the keys to the city. Don't want to open these doors alone. Promise me you'll come with me. Leave your doubt at home. Trust that I will guide you through the night. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Two of Cups. Goes really well with the song. And the Knight of Pentacles. Very nice. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Eight of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. From the Sun and Moon Tarot, you have the Hermit. And the Nine of Wands, Strength. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Forgiveness. And from the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Community. Well, I do feel like there's love forming, and for some of you guys, it could be somebody you're already with. But for others of you, it could be somebody coming back from the past with forgiveness here, and for some of you guys, it could be somebody brand new who wants to treat you better than all the past people treated you. And you might be very doubtful of it because of your past experiences. And I feel like even if it's not somebody coming back who you want to get back with, you just need to forgive all of your past people, all of the people who've hurt you, in order for you to really walk away and leave it behind. Because it feels like you might still be angry about things that have happened to you, particularly with regards to relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic, it could be friendships as well, with Community being here. It could be family members, and you might have just been really alone. And I'm seeing you might have been very defensive of people. You might currently still be defensive of people, but I feel like there's someone coming in who really wants to be friends with you, wants to be your partner, wants to love you, wants to care about you. And I feel like you can trust this person. I feel like they're worthy of your trust. And I feel like if it is a friend, or whoever it is, like if it's a partner or a friend, I feel like they have quite a large, lovely community of other people who are very lovely and trustworthy. With this song being called Keys to the City, it feels like they're very popular. And yeah, you might be quite introverted, and you might not know if you want that. It might stress you, the thought of being around a lot of people. But I feel like it would be really good for you, and I feel like it's just your past experiences that are stopping you from wanting it. And I feel like some of you guys, you might actually leave somebody behind this week. Some of you guys, you might argue with somebody and kind of break up with them and then get back together. But for some of you guys, you might break up with somebody and want to be alone for a while, and you might find that somebody new comes in really quickly and you just still want to be alone. But I do feel like with Community here, you might spend a lot of time with friends over the next few days. But at the same time, you have the Hermit and the Nine of Wands, so you might want to spend a lot of time alone as well. And you might have a lot of painful things from the past that you're trying to let go of now. I feel like there might be people around you trying to help you. And it could be friends or family members. But it also could be a partner, somebody who really loves you. It feels like you might be kind of searching for something. For some of you guys, you could be looking for a job. And you might have to ask within your community, you might have to network. Or you might be doing something community-based. I'm feeling this energy of you wanting to be alone, but then you might transition into accepting this opportunity for some of you guys. I think it depends on who's watching. Some of you might accept the opportunity. Some of you guys might want to stay alone. There might be a lot of stress on your mind at the moment, over the next few days. But it feels like things are moving forwards nicely. They might be moving forwards very slow, and you might feel impatient about it, I'm seeing. You might feel like you need to move faster than things are moving, and you might feel like you need to leave something behind because it's not moving fast enough. But at the same time, I feel like there's good opportunities coming in this week. And I feel like you might meet somebody who's quite connected. And that could help your career potentially. If you're like looking for a job, you might meet somebody who's very connected and knows a lot of people and can get you an opportunity much quicker than what you could applying the regular way. I feel like there's something you've kind of been waiting to happen. And it might be something very independent, something you've been working on your own and putting a lot of effort into and really stressing over. And I feel like you might leave it behind and then something kind of pulls you back to it. Same could apply to a relationship, like you leave it behind and then the person pulls you back. But like I said, it's very important to forgive you from the past, forgive everyone who hurt you, because it feels like it's still affecting you. And I feel like there's a lot of new opportunities that you could be taking and you're not taking because of stress and pain from the past. You might feel like there's something missing and you have to go and get it. And that might be what the stress is. It might be finances. And I feel like you might be leaving behind a source of income. You might be walking away from something that could provide for you. But the main energy I'm seeing is of love and community forming around you, new people, making new friends, finding a partner, connecting deeper with your partner, forming a deeper commitment, the relationship developing, leaving behind things from the past that were painful. And I feel like there are stressful things happening, but I feel like you guys are going to make the right decisions. And it might be tough at times. I feel like there's a lot of hard work to be done over the next few days, but you might have support and help from people. Or you might just have a team kind of, supporting you in terms of like their words for some of you. Maybe just making you feel better. But I feel like you don't really need it. It feels like you're very independent and self-sufficient. And I do feel like you might be wary of people who want to connect with you, but it feels like they're trustworthy. It feels like they have good intentions. So I really hope you enjoyed that group of 7. It looks like a good week for you to connect with people, make friends, start a community, join with people. And I feel like things will be stressful for you at times and you will have to leave things behind. And maybe wait a while for things to move forwards again, but it feels like there's a lot of joy to be found in relationships with others, at least, even if everything else is quite stressful. So thank you so much for watching Group 7. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment to let me know how that resonated for you. Subscribe if you're new here. I make a lot of content like this. And check out the information in the description box for personal readings, Patreon, PayPal for donations, Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.